Something's coming. Something big. Not everyone can build this. But maybe I can.
Well, hello there, you lovely people, and welcome to another LEGO set review. I'm the Critical Builder, and today we're going to have a look at something really special. I've been looking forward to getting this, building this, and now reviewing this. And as I said in the trailer, that the review was coming as soon as I've built it. Well, now I have. So this is set number 75313, the LEGO Star Wars Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT. Featuring 6,785 pieces and used to retail for around £665 as it just retired last year. I've loved every scene featuring this vehicle, whether it's the Empire Strikes Back or Rebels or whatever else. This set is truly special to me. So without further ado, let's just get into the review. Starting with the box, it's massive and it weighs around 12 kilograms. And the box has all kinds of things going on here. We got the LEGO logo, the 18 plus, the number, the pieces, the Star Wars logo, the Disney logo, the Ultimate Collector Series logo here up top, as well as the name and of course the Star Wars. You've also got the build here on the front with a nice clean black backdrop with a slight white circle here in the back, resembling of course the planet of Hoth, and of course it's snowy conditions where this build is actually from. So I think that is a really nice touch. We can see the many angles of this build, of course, on the left side of the box, on the top, on the right, and even on the bottom. On the back, we can see a lot of things going on. The first thing, of course, is that the height of this model is 62 centimeters. The length is 69 centimeters. The width is not there, but on lego.com it says 24 centimeters. We can see, of course, some of the interior, the details around the build as well, and it's truly massive. You've also got some of the functions here, well, sort of play features, but things that do something on the model. And at the very end, we've got, of course, scenes from where this model features in the film. When you're opening the box, you're immediately greeted by this Imperial logo featuring some snowtroopers, equipment, AT-ATs, and an AT-ST. And behind that now, you get this iconic shot of the AT-ATs walking towards the Echo base on Hoth. And once you open the binoculars, you're left with 4 boxes. Each box is marked 1 till 4 and shows what you're going to build, which is great. The set features 18 levels with everything from 3 to 6 bags on each level. I found the building experience awesome, sometimes repetitive, yes, but it's to be expected when you're building 4 equal legs. Bag 7 or day 8 building the AT-AT was really exhausting, as it should have been separated into 2 and 2 legs, not all 4 at the same time, as I was left with just an ocean of grey bricks. There are 4 instructions in this set, and each of course is marked as the box it comes in and highlights what you're going to build. In all of the instructions there is some information about the build and the design process, which is really cool. It also shows how to display the model for it to be stable, as well as how to carry it correctly. Look at the thickness here between the 4 of them. The thinnest was the one where you did everything 4 times. And now it's time to get into the minifigures. First, we have 5 snowtroopers here equipped with a regular blaster, and they look sensational. And this is probably the best version of them we've seen ever. And that is for me because of the printing here, which is great and accurate. You know, you don't even need the arm printing here because it's usually just all white anyway. You've got the torso printing, you've got the leg printing, the helmets, the back, everything is just as it should be. And among these 5, we've also got an exclusive Snowtrooper commander who has a slightly different torso with a rank, and that is, yep, the guy in the middle, as you can see there. And that is literally everything that separates this one from the other guys. The face on these guys are all very different, and we never see the snowtroopers take off the helmets, so we can't say for certain this is 100% accurate or not, but I like it rather than it just being an all black Lego head. I wish we got a few head pieces or hair pieces for these guys so we could maybe customize them off a little if they just for some reason decide to take the helmets off. Next up are these two AT-AT drivers, which come equipped with two small pistols, and they look awesome and mostly accurate. The color on the helmet is supposed to be grey, and it is, and I await the day LEGO actually covers the back of their helmets, as you can see here. As it's supposed to be in the Star Wars universe, we don't see the skin anywhere, so why is it showing? These guys also have different faces, and the female driver here on the left is actually exclusive to the set, whereas the male pilot has previously appeared in 2 other sets. And I just noticed that the printing here is slightly misaligned between the torso and the legs on both of these guys. Actually, as you can see, it's just a little bit off. It's more off on this bad boy, so it's really something interesting there. And I don't know if this is a misprint or anything, so I don't know. What do you guys think? And what should I do? Moving on, we got the exclusive General Maximilian Veers, who comes with some binoculars, and he looks awesome. He's even got these like boots on him, which is of course just a dual printed leg piece, and I really like the look and effect this has on the figure. It just makes it look so much better. I mean, in total, the printing, the helmet, the face are all accurate as a minifigure, and it's simply great. Veers also has a dual molded head, which is a really nice touch. Finally, we've got Luke Skywalker in his pilot outfit. He looks accurate as well. It's not a new minifigure, but it's a great and of course an important inclusion nonetheless. He's got a lightsaber, and he's got a thermal detonator, and he's also got this grappler, which I will show you later on what he's used for. Now, let's get into the builds. First, we get the plaque showcasing the information on the AT-AT, and this plaque also works as a space for holding the Imperial screwdriver, which is also a really nice touch. And I will show you the purpose for this screwdriver later on, because it has a really, really important function. The set also comes with an orange brick separator, and these here are all my leftover pieces. Next up, we've got an accurate looking cannon, which is a great yet small addition. You can adjust the height and the angle of it as much as you want, which is a great way for customization. It does miss its ammunition crate, but that's it. Otherwise, this is just really awesome. Up next, we've got 2 speeder bikes, and my oh my, I love the look of these ones. They are so well made. This is of course a 74Z speeder bike used by many Imperials there. We did not see this in the Empire Strikes Back movie, but they appeared in Return of the Jedi, just in a brown color scheme. And we know these ones were stored inside the AT-ATs, and I think they just look really, really well made. They've got gas pails, they've got cannons, they've got levers, and they even got a little control panel here. I mean, this is just phenomenal in my opinion. And now, let's get into what you've all probably been waiting for. And here it is, the AT-AT itself, and my oh my, is it massive. I'd seen videos of it, but when it's in front of you, you're just astonished seeing the sheer size of it. I do believe it's close to minifigure scale, and I mean, just look at the difference here between a minifigure and the AT-AT variant itself. It's humongous. Moving on to the exterior, the detail here is sensational. All the lines are there. The cannons here do rotate 360 degrees, and they look accurate as well with the plates, the panels, everything is where it's supposed to be. You've got the red window closed by these flaps as well, which gives it a really accurate look. You've got these cannons as well, which move like it does in the film. And you've also got this grille here, which looks really accurate to what we see in the film as well. Moving over to the neck, this was a really satisfying part to build. So if you just flip up this panel, you see these 2 pieces heading straight into the main section here. You've got 2 of these on the bottom as well, and they all hold up the head pretty nicely and also give the walker that really angled shape down, and I think it just looks tremendous. There was so many new techniques going into there, and I'm super happy with how it felt building it, as well as how it looks in the end. The top front panel here, it looks really good, and I really rate the tile to stud ratio. And you've also got these elevated parts here, which are supposed to be elevated, so that's a major plus for me. You've also got these exhaust vents, which do look good, although slightly oversized, as you can see up above. They're supposed to stop here, but I don't see any way LEGO could have actually made this right here, so it's acceptable. What's not acceptable, however, are these beige pieces here which stick out, and I really don't like it, as Everything is grey and all of a sudden this just pops out of nothing. And it's just a minus for me, really. The top panel itself looks great, although there's not too much happening in the source material. It's still rather accurate, although LEGO did add some few extra details of their own, just to make it a bit more special. Going to the top back panel here, I think it looks sensational. You got the accurate dots, you got the exposed pieces here, you got the lines. Everything is where it should be, and you also got this really nice transition from the back with these tiles down to the back panel. Now the back itself looks sensational and is fairly underrated in my opinion. It looks tremendous. You got the wiring, you got the panels, everything here is where it should be, apart from the grille, which is actually there, although it's supposed to be down here instead. So these panels should be moved down slightly more, and you've got the grille that is supposed to be in the middle here. But other than that, it's sensational. Now the back left side panel here looks exquisite with the details, the hatches, everything is where it should be. My only complaint is that these grey pieces probably should be dark grey, and this here should probably be another stud wide. Moving on to the left side panel here, it looks tremendous. The detail here is second to none. You've got the light grey pieces up top here, which are actually accurately placed. You got the dark grey ones here as well. You got the ladder, you got the piece down here as well. Everything is where it's supposed to be. Next is the front left side panel here, and it's also packed with some detail. You got the dark grey piece up top here. You got these light grey ones, which I do believe should be dark grey as well. You also got this little elevated tile, as well as these tiny pieces, giving it a really accurate look, as well as the hatch. On the right side panels, there's not too much separating it from the left side. You got this little piece here which is sticking out, which is of course really nicely made, although I didn't find too much information about it, so I can't really say if it's accurate or not. And you've also got these pieces here, these dark grey ones, which are placed further down than it is on the other side. Onto the legs, and wow, now this is just awesome. The base where the legs are attached is just simply insane. I mean, everything is rounded off. It's so nicely shaped. It's all there. The details are accurate. All the axles here are perfect. And the same goes for the pieces underneath here. It's all where it should be. The details underneath there is just second to none. I mean, this might be my favorite part of the build, and that is really crazy to say because it's the most hidden one, and it just looks so good. A drawback here are these really flimsy pieces that should, in theory, move with the legs, but they're super easy to just break off, and I wish they could have made it so that these pieces were integrated into these bad boys here. The round piece here in the front is mostly accurate, although I feel it's missing a piece in between the two, as you can see. Now on the back, it looks really good, as this piece is covered up so you don't get to see the same technique as they use on the front, but it does work with this piece here. Now the legs themselves might be the most impressive build I've ever seen. The ingenuity is incredible, and they are massive. I mean, my hand is maybe what, a fourth of this entire leg, and this bad boy is 42 centimeters tall, and these four legs are identical, and they're all packed with detail here from the top to the bottom. As you can see, the axles are all super accurate, apart from the top ones here missing the black line in between, instead of being all light grey. Other than that, it's perfect. LEGO really managed to capture the look almost effortlessly. The legs do not simply move around on their own, as that would have made the build really flimsy. There is some rotation to the legs, yes, but nothing more than this little back and forth motion. LEGO decided to use a technic solution, which implies the use of this little tool, which is of course the imperial screwdriver with this little head here. And to move the legs now, you look for these little brown pins, as you can see up top here, and you use those by inserting this little screwdriver into the pin, and then this pin here controls this range of motion, and you've got another pin down here which controls this range of motion. The feet here are also sensational. They actually move on their own with this little technique, which is built in with just tons of gears and stuff like that in here, and it looks phenomenal. It's packed with accurate detailing, and just look at them. Everything's there. I mean, there's nothing missing. It's just perfect. The LEGO team also added some LEGO tires underneath the model to make it even more sturdy, just to give it some extra grip. The only thing I don't like here is the different colors under the feet. Why not just make it plain light grey as it should be, instead of all this white and different coloring? I don't understand it. Jumping over to the interior, we can start off with the head, which is really easy to open. You just flip up this top piece and you get a nice access to this lovely interior with pilot seats, and it looks rather accurate. And also the seats are entirely removable and is a nice touch in order to customize the cockpit however you want. If you want better access to the cockpit, you can lift up this top hatch here and remove the side panels, and now voila, you're in. And now you can actually see the interior from a whole different angle, and it looks tremendous. You've got the control panels for the AT-AT. You can see the shield generators there, so this piece operates as sort of like a window. You've got place to hold blasters and equipment, which is really nice. And I do think it looks rather cramped for the pilots in the front. I wish we could lock the front in an upright position so it would be easier to access the interior, as the front here always falls down if you just let it go. Moving over to the main section, it's easy to access the interior by taking off all the panels. It's super easy, and look at that, we're in. We do not see the interior of the main section in the film apart from the cockpit, so here the designers had a lot of room to play around with, and they did not miss. Now, starting with the front of the main section, on the first floor is the entrance to the cockpit, and it's otherwise, and surprisingly, a rather big space. It's spacious with many blue seats as seen in the source material. However, it's supposed to be 5 seats on each side and not 4. But the figures do take up a lot of space, so it kind of makes sense why they had to do it as they did. It would not be possible to fit another seat unless they would have made the model bigger, and that will probably weaken the design. There are also supposed to be long handles going all the way through the AT-AT, however, it is nowhere to be seen. But if there were handles, I think they would greatly limit our access to the interior. I must say that the Walker feels so imperial. I mean, the clean dark floors there, the dark walls, and the gloomy lights as well, it's perfect. The stickers really help out too, and even though I would prefer the stickers being printed, I don't mind these ones actually. You can move through to almost every single room here with these. Here through this hallway, you end up in the main exit room. Here the speeders launch and the troopers get out, and it looks so good. And if you still have the panels attached, you can still access the interior by flipping them open. But the most satisfying one is definitely the doors to the main room. Just give it a tug and open up, and it looks and feels incredible. It's got some cool building techniques, and if you open on the underside, you can create some really cool shots. The doors work like this. You essentially make a suspension out of Lego, and when you're pushing or pulling it, it opens and closes. Then just flip it up and you're in. It's so cool and so satisfying. Before we leave the main room, there is an accurate ladder leading up to the second floor, which was really cool to build. The ladder is simple yet perfect. Moving to the next room, the speeder bike hangar, and I really like this one. It's super accurate, however, slightly oversized compared to the source material. However, it's for the better. It means easier access. There's space for up to 4 speeders, 2 on each side. You can fit any similarly built speeder as the ones showed earlier in this room. Sometimes it's easy to place and take them out, but sometimes, yeah, it might be a bit of a struggle. If we go up the ladder in the main room, we end up where the troops are awaiting combat. There's plenty of space and seats, and is correct to the source material, although the black beam, as you can see here, in between the rooms is not supposed to be there. However, it needs to be there just to hold up the structure. There are 32 seats in this room with a place to hold the guns and 40 seats in total. There are so many ways you can use this space. Sadly, I do not have 20 snowtroopers laying around, but you can fit many other minifigures in there. I'll, for instance, play some of the minifigures I can't fit somewhere else in here, and I love it. And if you want, you can remove all the seats and build something entirely else. I don't know, like a workshop or a kitchen, or maybe a throne room for Emperor Palpatine. In the front, on the top floor, you got this little handle, which actually makes the head go from side to side, which I think is a really cool addition. The final room is not accessible through the interior, but correctly so. This is the fuel room. And here you can see the fuel tanks themselves and the awesome pipes going into them. And even though you can't open the tanks immediately, you can if you remove a piece. And inside we find these barrels with what looks to be Octan tanks used in LEGO City and others, and is a fun and for me a nostalgic Easter egg. On the underside, you can attach Luke Skywalker with his grappler onto the bill, and then you can imagine flipping up the hatch and throwing in the grenade, and that is really, and of course, an important feature to this set. And if you have a snow speeder or something, you can just tie around the legs and try to recreate that scene from Empire Strikes Back. So this set is for the ages of 18 and above, has 6,785 pieces, used to retail for £665. So is this set as good as people say? Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most incredible sets I've ever seen, ever built. The design is, in my eyes, 96% accurate as to what we see in The Empire Strikes Back, as well as other source material. It's simply incredible. The building process was great apart from one bag. It's almost minifigure scale, which is insane. It has a full interior, even has play features, and has great minifigures. It looks incredible on display, both with the panels on and off. There's tons of options for how you want to use this set. As a Lego set, this is a straight 10 out of 10 and blows everything else out of the water. If I could give it an 11 out of 10, I would straight away. For instance, comparing with the UCS Luke's Landspeeder, which is also a 10 out of 10 set in my opinion, just doesn't work. Not because the AT-AT is better design or is a simply better Lego set, no. It's because this whole AT-AT is more than a Lego set. It's an experience. The Landspeeder is an awesome Lego set, but it was not an experience building it. It was fun, yes, a lot of fun actually, but it felt like a normal Lego set. That was not the case with the AT-AT. Seeing those 18 bags containing a light grey ocean becoming an incredibly sophisticated, well done, well built and sturdy Lego set that has a full interior and so many possibilities for displaying and customization, it's beyond anything I've ever seen. It's the most stunning Lego set I've ever built, period. But the set is far from cheap. It's £665 and that's a lot of money. I got it for around 573 something pounds, and as crazy as it might sound, I think that price is somewhere right on the money. When I look at it, it looks like that price. It's simply incredible. When I lift it and it's 6 kilograms, it feels worth it. I was skeptical of the price at first, as everyone, but having the model here in front of me, just looking at it, lifting it, playing with it, it just feels worth it. £665 is too much, yes, but I'd pay the £570 for this set. So combining the set itself with its value at £665, I'd say this is a 9 out of 10 Lego set. If you can get it, don't hesitate. It's incredible and I can't recommend it enough as a Lego set. If you can get it for around, well, say 570 something pounds or less, I'd say it's a must go. This is a collector's must have, and for you casual Lego builders out there, get it if you want. It is expensive, yes, but you'll love this one, I promise. Obviously, I won't recommend this for kids as there are just too many small pieces and it's just simply too big. So that was that. Thank you so much for watching this really long review. I hope this video helps you make a decision, and as always, I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this set. If there's anything I can do to improve, I'd love to hear your feedback. Feel free to like and subscribe if this video was to your liking, and with that said, may the force be with you and have a great day.